This tea time story is just for me to thank Iyanna of Nouvelle Healing for her time today and for treating me with kindness and compassion. She reached out after I posted something about my dad transitioning, and she offered me a Reiki session, a healing session, and today I did that healing session. So this is kind of like my reflections about that pretty much. I just want to talk about that. And today, the healing session, we started off with a session about us just breaking the ice, talking about how things have been going, talking about what we're going through, what we're experiencing. And I'm in this deep sense of grief and healing in this moment in space and time. So I definitely needed to be in this space with her and needed the healing and felt that it was essential to move from this place that I'm in. After that, after we both cried some, and sorry, Iyanna, I didn't, my apologies for bringing tears to your eyes. We both got emotional. And I know that we're both water signs, but that's neither here or there. Cancer, cis, Pisces here. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. So we both cried. you know, um, After that, I got on the table and she started performing some breathing exercises with me to help me settle into the meditation and the Reiki and the sound healing. So at first, when I initially got on the table and closed my eyes and start doing the breathing exercises, I felt really distracted and I felt a lot of thoughts going through my mind, and my thoughts were just scattered. With the music, with her Reiki, after a while, I started to settle in. I started to settle in, and in the beginning, it was a grounding type of technique, and she was grounding me in the current space, in the energy, in the space for healing. So as I was grounding, like I felt a spiritual pull of my being pulled down. If you think of sinking, that's how I felt. I felt like the roots were pulling me into the ground. Um, so I kind of felt lost. I kind of felt hopeless a little bit in this state of grief that I'm in. And as the session goes on, I experienced this overwhelming sense of emotions. Like I experienced, happiness, I experienced joy, I experienced sadness, I experienced loneliness and a sense of peace and knowing, so as we progressed into the healing session, I began to notice that my hands were tingling. And I'm the type of person that can feel the energy. So if you think of a superhero where they can like throw fire, and in order for their power to be activated, they have to like brew this fire in their hands. So that's kind of what my hands felt like as I was laying there on the table. I just felt all the energy in my hand, and it's like a tingling, a real tingling type of feeling. So I turned my hands over. As I was laying on the bed, imagine me laying on my back and my hands are turned over. And I wanted to do that to kind of let the energy flow into my being. So as I was doing that, and let me remind you that I was feeling a sense of pull, sense of gravity, just being feeling pulled down. So as I was doing that, my hands started to I started to visualize a healing light that was kind of whitish and yellowish. And it started emanating from my hands and going up. So it was like starting in my hands, going through my body, and coming out the other hand. So this light was coming in one hand and going out the other hand and back up into um, space, back up into the spiritual world, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I can't give it a name right now, but that's just what it felt like. So to me, it felt as if I was spiritually witnessing the healing taking place. Like I was visualizing the gravity pull. As I'm being released from this pull, I'm being picked up. You know, I feel that spirit. I feel that God is picking me up in this moment and replenishing my energy and healing me in this state. And after that, after I process that, I just start feeling tears just start flowing. And I felt a sense of joy because I knew in that moment that I was healing. Also, in that moment, I was able to tell my dad that I miss him. And I felt his presence. I didn't see him, but I felt his presence. Um, and I heard I heard the I and I say, you know, I miss you, Dad. Those are the words that stuck with me throughout that session. I miss you, Dad. So I heard myself say that to my dad, and I think it was received by him, you know. Um, and then more tears started to come. More tears started to spill out. And in this moment, I felt like my chakras were being opened because in the beginning they were restricted. Usually, if I'm meditating or something and I'm in this deep meditative state, like I can see the chakra colors, like behind my eyelids. Like I can see the green, I can see the purple, the green for the heart chakra. I can see the purple for the third eye. I can see the yellow for the solar plexus. I can see blue for the throat chakra. Um, I began to see these colors again, and those are the prominent colors that I see usually. And these colors started to reappear for me. So in that state, I felt like it was eye opening for me. Like maybe these were restricted and I wasn't, and they weren't open, you know, my energy wasn't flowing fully in a healthy way. I was numb. You know, I'm going through this grief. I was numb and I'm trying to heal it. I couldn't identify that. But I do know that I have this more of an internal process and I needed someone else to unlock that inside of me. So, Iyanna, thank you for that. It was really special and it was really essential to my healing and moving through this grief. And I know grief isn't linear. It comes in stages. You could be happy one moment, wake up depressed the next, happy one moment and tying your shoe just crying. It hits you here and there. Like grief isn't like, oh, you go through a month of grief and then it's over. Like I know it's a constant state of grief and you have to learn to live with it and move through it. So I feel like this was a practice that helped me to do that. And after the session, when it was over, tears were still coming out of my eyes. And I'm just like, thank you. You know, it was really emotional for me. And I felt the emotional weight being lifted. I felt spiritually cleansed after this. And I felt as if I got to speak with my dad in that moment. So I thank Iyanna for that. And, you know, she reminded me that we don't have to do this alone. Reach out for help, reach out to the community for help. And I appreciate that reminder. You know, the weight of it all has been so heavy for me. I know I've worked a few times within this 2 weeks that since he's passed, but getting still is where I really felt like, okay, this is still heavy for me. This is still emotional for me, and I need some emotional cleansing. So, yeah. This video is like 10 minutes now, so I'm just going to end it there, but I just want to say thank you. Last thing, after the Reiki was completed, she then did some sound healing and went over the results with me. So I'll keep those personal to me. If you are interested in Reiki or have a curiosity about it, it's not a tangible thing that you can see and measure your progress with, but it is something that if you consider yourself a spiritual or energetic or emotional person, like it does wonders for us. Advocate for it. Like I'm here for it. I need more sessions. And she also trained me on Reiki 1 and 2. So yeah, if you are interested in Reiki, reach out to Iyanna, Nouvelle Healing. She is offering trainings to learn it for yourself, how to heal yourself or how to heal others. So this is me just giving her 5 stars and me just telling y'all to check her out and check out her services. Thank you so much for healing me today. And thank you for holding space for me in your presence and being with me as I navigate this grief and learn to live with it. Thank you.